Most Christian homeschool moms don't feel unqualified because they are unqualified. They feel unqualified because they've been misled. Misled by Google, misled by Facebook groups, misled by well-meaning moms telling them what worked for their family. So you sit there late at night, tabs open, reviews everywhere, trying to make the right decision. And the more research you do, the more overwhelmed you feel. And eventually you start asking a much deeper question. What if I'm not cut out for this? That question isn't founded on any truth. It's what happens when you've been given no plan or way to actually decide. Here's the truth. The problem was never that you are unqualified. The problem is nobody ever gave you a filter. And when you don't have one, everything looks like a good option and nothing feels like the right one. In this video, I'm going to show you why choosing curriculum has felt so overwhelming and the 3 steps that change everything. Not just what you choose, but how confident you feel as a homeschool mom. Because once you understand this, you stop second guessing, you stop comparing, and you finally feel at peace with the decisions you're making for your family. And if you've ever felt like this, I don't know if I can do this. I don't want to mess up my kids. Everyone else seems to have this figured out except me. You're not alone. I've been there too. I remember sitting at my kitchen table late at night, 7 tabs open, reading one more review, watching one more YouTube video, just hoping someone would just tell me, this is the right one, just do this. So I did what most moms do. I picked a curriculum that had the best reviews, was recommended by someone I trusted, and looked like the most put together, and I bought it. And when it arrived, I felt so relieved. Like finally I made the right decision, except it didn't work. Not because it was bad, but because it wasn't built for my family. My kids weren't enjoying it. I was forcing it, and that's the moment most moms don't like to talk about. The moment where it's not about curriculum anymore. It's about whether you've made the wrong decision for your kids. I remember lying awake thinking, what if I ruin this? What if they fall behind because of me? What if I'm just not the kind of mom who can do this? That is the loneliest feeling in homeschooling, and almost every mom I've ever worked with has been there. And here's where most moms get it wrong. They think the problem is I'm not qualified, but that's not the real problem. The real problem is you're trying to make a decision without a process. You're gathering information without any way to sort it. You're trusting recommendations without asking if they fit your family. And most of the advice you're following, it was never built for your family. It was built for someone else's life, someone else's rhythm, someone else's kids. And when you try to follow it, it doesn't just confuse you, it makes you question yourself. And a lot of what you're seeing at the top, it's not the best. It's just the most marketed, which means families like yours are making important decisions based on visibility, not fit. So instead of giving you another list of top curriculum, I want to give you something much more valuable, a way to actually filter your decisions. Because once you have that, everything changes. So step 1, define your non-negotiables. Before you ever look at curriculum, you need to define your family's non-negotiables because this becomes your filter. And without it, you will always feel overwhelmed. Most moms skip this completely. They go straight to Google, Facebook groups. What do you use? But if you don't know what matters most for your family, every option feels like it could be right. Your non-negotiables come from your faith and values, your lifestyle and season, your teaching style, your kids' learning styles, your real life capacity, not someone else's. This is actually what we help families do first at the Homeschool Hub. Build this filter before anything else, because once you have it, everything else gets easier. For example, I worked with a mom who had 14 curriculum options in a spreadsheet. She had been researching for months, completely stuck. And when I asked her, what are your non-negotiables? She didn't have an answer. So we walked through her schedule, her work from home life, and her child's learning style. And in less than 10 minutes, we eliminated 12 options, not because they were bad, but because they didn't fit her. That's the shift. You're not looking for the best, you're looking for what aligns. Step 2, Research with a filter. Now and only now do you research, but you don't research like everyone else. You stop asking, what's the best curriculum? And you start asking, what works for a child like mine? What fits a schedule like mine? What level of involvement can I realistically give? Because here's what happens otherwise. You collect opinions, and every opinion sounds valid. And instead of clarity, you get more overwhelmed. The goal isn't to find the best curriculum. The goal is to remove everything that doesn't fit until the right one is obvious. Example. I had a mom choosing between 2 reading programs, both highly recommended. Both looked great. She was stuck. Not because the options were confusing, but because she didn't trust herself to choose. And that's what overwhelm does. It doesn't just make the decision harder. It makes you doubt yourself, not the options. When we clarified her needs, she needed something structured, step by step, minimal prep. One option fit perfectly. The other didn't. Decision made. She didn't need more research. She needed a filter. Step 3, test, adjust, and give yourself grace. Here's the part no one tells you. Even when you choose well, it may not work perfectly. And that doesn't mean you failed. Curriculum is a tool, not a guarantee. And sometimes you adjust, you simplify, or you change direction. The mistake most moms make is thinking, if it's not working, I must have chosen wrong. So they either push through something that's not working or panic and start over. But what actually works is simple. You test, you observe, you adjust. We used a curriculum I was excited about. It was beautiful, thorough. My kids hated it. Every day was a battle. And I kept thinking, if I just stick with it, but it never got better. So we changed mid-year. And the moment we switched, everything changed. Not just the subject, but the atmosphere in our home. That's when I realized it's not about getting it perfect. It's about paying attention to what actually works and giving yourself permission to adjust when it doesn't. Here was the identity shift. So let me say this clearly. You are not unqualified to homeschool your children. You are learning. You are growing, and you will figure this out one step at a time. And if you're a Christian mom, that matters even more, because this isn't just about education, it's about discipleship. This is about character. This is about stewardship. You're not just choosing curriculum. You're building something that fits the family God entrusted to you, and that doesn't come from copying somebody else. It comes from having a filter built for your family and trusting yourself to use it. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, if you've been feeling stuck in research, if you've been second guessing every decision, you don't need more opinions. You don't need more reviews. You don't need another list. You need clarity. You need a filter. And once you have that, you stop feeling like you're guessing. You start feeling like a mom who knows what she's doing. If you're listening to this and thinking, that is exactly what I've been missing, then the next step isn't to go do more research. It's actually to apply this to your family. And if you want help doing that, not another list, not more opinions, but someone to actually walk through your situation and help build your filter, that's exactly what the free consultation is for. So go to the homeschoolhub.net and book one. We'll walk your family through your season, your needs, and help you get clear on what actually fits, so you can finally stop second guessing every decision you make. Because you don't have to figure this out alone. And you were never unqualified. You just needed a filter. And now you have one.